A former Buckeye and OSU legend accused of shooting a man in a road rage incident appeared in court.
New information on dozens of dogs rescued from deplorable conditions, who deputies say ran this puppy mill in Pickaway County.
And it is the biggest race in Ohio. What a new poll means in the race for Ohio's Senate seat. 10 TV News at 5 starts right now.
From Central Ohio's news leader. New, fresh, up to the minute. You're watching 10 TV News at 5.
A one-time Buckeye football star found under arrest, accused of firing shots and pistol whipping a driver. Jim Stillwagon is an OSU legend, but tonight he's also a suspect. Good evening, I'm Jerry Revish.
And I'm Kristen Hartman. Police say Stillwagon fired a gun at a driver in a road rage incident. 10 TV's Chuck Strickler is in the newsroom. Chuck.
Well, Kristen, Stillwagon was released from the Delaware County Jail about an hour ago. Now, he was arraigned this morning in Delaware County. Delaware City Police tell 10 TV that Stillwagon and another man, 41-year-old Richard Mattingly, were driving near U.S. routes 42 and 33 when one of them cut the other off. For nearly 14 miles, the two, according to police, exchanged words, and that's not all. The incident became violent when police say the two were on the off-ramp of U.S. Route 23 at East William Street. They say Stillwagon fired off several shots at the victim's pickup truck. Now, in just the past hour, we heard from the man who was shot during this confrontation. Richard Mattingly says he thinks car trouble led to the misunderstanding.
He thought, I think, that I was messing with him because my truck was acting up. The transmission was jerking. It was speeding up. It was slowing. So he thought I was messing with him.
Now, police tell us after the incident, nearly 24 911 calls came in from witnesses. At 6 o'clock tonight, we'll hear from one of them. Back to you.
Thanks, Chuck. Jim Stillwagon is a name that Buckeye fans may remember from the national championship team of 1968. His exploits on the gridiron are many. 10 TV Sports' David Wilkinson in the studio now with a closer look at Stillwagon's legacy. David.
Yeah, Jerry, Jim Stillwagon was one of the super sophomores as they were built on that 1968 Buckeye football team that won the national championship by beating USC in the Rose Bowl. Now, Stillwagon was a 3-year starter at Ohio State as defensive nose guard. He was a consensus All-American both his junior and senior seasons. In 1970, he won the Outland Trophy and was the first ever winner of the Lombardi Award. Stillwagon finished his career at Ohio State with a record of 27 wins and just 2 losses. Not too shabby. Now, Stillwagon's trophies and pictures are on display over at the Woody Hayes Athletic Facility on the football field. He was one of the best to ever wear the scarlet and gray. He is truly a Buckeye legend. We'll hear from one of his teammates coming up at 6 o'clock. David Wilkinson, 10 TV Sports.
And we'll have continuing coverage of Jim Stillwagon at 6. 10 Investigates reveals his driving history and run-ins with the law. Well, dozens of dogs, including some puppies, have been rescued from a suspected puppy mill in Pickaway County. The Ohio Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals says the dogs were living in deplorable conditions. Their cages reportedly looked like chicken coops. Some of the dogs had matted fur and sores on their feet. Some of their teeth appeared to be missing from chewing on the wire fences. Investigators say the owner agreed to surrender the dogs. So far, no charges have been filed. Tonight at 5:30, you'll hear what the owner told us about his animals. Kristen?
In vote 2012, a new poll is out on Ohio's biggest race, and it shows incumbent Senator Sherrod Brown has a healthy lead. 10 TV's Jim Heath is in the newsroom with reaction from both campaigns. Hi, Jim.
Good evening, Kristen. Earlier this year, national Republicans believed they could target Sherrod Brown and add Ohio to the list of GOP senators in Washington, D.C. Privately, they now tell me that Ohio is a long shot. A new dispatch poll today seems to confirm that. As the U.S. Senate candidates campaign across the state, a new poll shows the race has gone from a dead heat to a double-digit lead for the incumbent. The Columbus Dispatch poll shows Senator Sherrod Brown at 49% and State Treasurer Josh Mandel at 39%. Back in August, the candidates were tied, both at 44%.
Well, our internal polling shows us winning among the most likely voters, and essentially we're in a dead heat, we're in a dogfight.
Mandel says he's seen the dispatch poll but doesn't buy it. He says his campaign's on the right track, now appealing to independent voters.
I'm going to stand up to the Democratic political bosses, but also the Republican political bosses to do what's right for my boss. And my boss is the 11.5 million people people of the state of Ohio.
Yes, I get up and fight for Ohio every day. He gets up and, raises money or thinks about the next job.
Brown says his re-election campaign is gaining momentum. Just today, he was endorsed by the conservative-leaning Ohio Society of CPAs, another indication, Brown says, of his work to fix the economy.
And that's why we're seeing manufacturing job growth for the first time in 10 years, why we're seeing the economy begin to turn. Not good enough for Central Ohio, but getting better.
Should point out here the Dispatch Mail poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 2.2%. 5 weeks are left until the election. There are 3 Brown-Mandel debates to go, plus no one is sure which side has the advantage in voter turnout operations. Covering campaign 2012 in the newsroom, Jim Heath, 10 TV News.
Jim, thank you for tracking it, and stay with 10TV and 10tv.com/vote2012 for information on the candidates and the election.
Well, rain expected tonight and all day tomorrow, but hopefully it won't wash out the weekend. Top the 10 meteorologist Eric Elwell in for Chris. You're tracking the latest, Eric, in your brand new weather center.
Yes, I am. Perfect weather center to track these showers. And I'll tell you what, we've had a little bit of light rain moving through thus far. Not a whole lot, but I think the rain's going to pick up as we head through the nighttime hours tonight. Take a look at live Doppler 10. Couple of sprinkles in Columbus right now. Not much more than that. Most of the heavier showers have been just off to the east of us. You can see right around New Lexington through Somerset. These came through Lancaster a little while ago. Heavier rain over around Muskingum County, Zanesville to South Zanesville. Some yellow showing up there, indicating a little bit of heavier rain. That's all lifting northeast. A few more showers around Athens. There's actually quite a bit more rain back to the west that we're going to be watching later on tonight. And we think that we could even have to deal with a few stronger thunderstorms. Tomorrow we'll talk all about that coming up here in just a few minutes. Kristen?
Covering Central Ohio tonight, police in Licking County are hoping for the public's help in tracking down whoever stole car parts this summer. Newark police say the suspects broke into a Pine Street garage back on August 2nd or 3rd and stole several items, including 2 engines. Anyone with information is asked to call Licking County Crime Stoppers. New Albany and a few other Central Ohio school districts are embracing what was once considered a disruptive force in the classroom: cell phones. The district kicked off its Bring Your Learning Technology campaign this year. It urges kids to bring their devices as long as they use them responsibly. Westerville, Grandview, Hilliard, and Pickerington confirm they have similar programs. Pickerington is taking the lead in Fairfield County toward more cooperation between government services across the region. The city is joining with nearby cities to pool purchasing power. The first stab at it, sharing the costs of trash collection and the maintenance of drinking water storage tanks with nearby Baltimore. Jerry?
Well, a diaper shortage may be coming to store shelves near you. What's behind this possible price hike and lack of diapers?
New information about the HPV vaccine. Parents have had concerns about possible side effects, but a new study could put their minds at ease.
And targeting NATO troops, another Afghan suicide bomber takes out coalition forces. How it happened next.
And after months on a temporary set,
today we can finally show off our new home, our new digs. This new studio opens us up to so many opportunities, as you see, to showcase stories in new ways. It took a couple of months to pull it all together. We look forward to sharing this all with you in the coming weeks. Big fun already, huh?
Yeah, it looks beautiful, don't you think?
It does.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to interact with you on Facebook. We've got a couple computers embedded in this acrylic here, so we'll be talking to folks.
Absolutely. And we have the whole build process condensed online. Check it out. It's really fun.
And we shall be back.
Yeah.
New, fresh, up to the minute. We are 10 TV News.
Hi, I'm Angela Pace.
And I'm Tashia Safford. Join the Center for Healthy Families in honoring Doctors Patricia and Stephen Gabby at Bridge Builders.
This event showcases the achievements of community leaders who make a big impact on larger-than-life issues.
Patricia and Stephen have dedicated their careers to helping others through research, education, and clinical service.
Bridge Builders will also feature a live conversation with best-selling author, dancer, actor, and activist Victoria Rowell. Go to centerforhealthyfamilies.org/events for more.
Celebrate the life, memories, and cause of our dear friend Heather Pick at the 2012 Saks Fifth Avenue Key to the Cure Style Show. Join us Wednesday, October 17th at Saks Polaris. For more information, log on to 10tv.com.
Right now, a suicide bomber killed at least 14 people, including 3 NATO soldiers on patrol in eastern Afghanistan. The bomber drove a motorcycle packed with explosives and rammed that bike right into a group of international troops. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack. The bombing comes after a deadly firefight between American forces and Afghan soldiers over the weekend that killed 2 American troops. Kristen?
Some Russian punk band members will have to wait another week for their day in court. Opponents and supporters of the band gathered outside of the courthouse Monday. The 3 women are appealing their conviction. They got into trouble after singing a song asking the Virgin Mary to rid Russia of Vladimir Putin. The appeal was moved to October 10th.
Well, 50 years ago, James Meredith walked past jeering mobs to become the first African-American to enroll at the University of Mississippi. It was a turning point for desegregation. But as Ole Miss marks the 50th anniversary, today Meredith is rejecting the celebration and his legacy as a civil rights leader. He says, "Don't call me a hero."
Every time for 50 years somebody said to me, "Thank you for what you did," my first flash thought in my mind, I didn't do nothing, it was God did it.
While he says he's not a hero, he also says he'll be back to the Ole Miss campus on several occasions. He still hasn't seen that statue recognizing his accomplishments. Kristen?
Dozens of dogs taken from a property tonight at 5:30.
A suspected puppy mill busted. I'm Kevin Landers. I'll show you what conditions these dogs were living in next.
Some sunshine we started out with, but clouds and showers rolling in as we've gone into the afternoon. Take a look at our WeatherBug network. We've been watching mostly cloudy skies. Not a whole lot of rain, at least not from one nationwide plaza there. And a look from Grove City. Doppler 10 scanning the skies looking for rain showers. We'll check out live Doppler 10 coming up.
And making news right now, a new health care option for your family if your doctor's office is closed or booked. That's next. Stay with us.
10 TV Skyview is brought to you by your Central Ohio Honda dealers.
We have some breaking news to bring you now out of northeastern Ohio. The defense for TJ Lane, the teen charged in the February shooting rampage that killed 3 students at Chardon High School, has filed an insanity plea on his behalf. Attorneys didn't elaborate on the insanity issue. In the past, Lane's attorneys have said he suffers from hallucinations, psychosis, and fantasies. Stay with 10 TV for the latest on this developing story. Jerry.
Making news right now, Ohio State opened its new after-hours care center today.
From the Doppler 10 Weather Center, meteorologist Eric Elwell with your hour-by-hour forecast.
As we were saying, the first day of October, the first day on our news set, and Eric Elwell is bringing the blessing of rain today.
Yes, we are. And of course, great place to be. I'll tell you what, I love this place. We've got gorgeous weather set, and we've been monitoring showers for the first day, and maybe even the threat for some severe weather over the next 24 hours. Can you believe that? 1st of October? It could happen. Take a look, live Doppler 10 right now. We're picking up a few light showers. Not a whole lot of rain, at least not yet. I think that changes, though, as we head through the remainder of the evening hours and into the night. Now, here's Franklin County. Maybe a couple of sprinkles here and there, but we've mainly just had mostly cloudy skies. Now, you get northeast, and we start to pick up a little bit more in the way of shower activity. Hanover over toward North Zanesville. In fact, there was a pretty heavy shower that came through Muskingum County and South Zanesville a little while ago. That's weakened a little bit as it's come down I-70 toward New Concord and Cambridge and Byesville. So that's where the heavier showers have been thus far. A little bit more range you get down around Athens and Athens County toward the plains. But I want to show you what we're keeping an eye on. That's a little bit farther to the west, and that is southwest of Cincinnati, where some heavier thunderstorms are starting to brew. South of Indianapolis toward Evansville, we're going to keep an eye on that. I think that heads northeast as we head through the evening hours, and we'll start to get some of that heavier rain. So showers moving in this evening. The heavier rain probably after 9, 10 o'clock, maybe toward midnight. And yes, the potential for a few strong storms tomorrow. I'll show you the risk area here in just a bit. Outside right now, 65 degrees, an east wind at 9. Cloudy skies, as you can see. Not a whole lot of rain, at least not yet. Temperatures around the area right now at 63 in Dublin, 65 Columbus and Grove City. You're at 66 in Groveport, 64 in Hilliard. Some other readings pretty much in the 60s. A little bit cooler where we've had some of those showers come through Fairfield County, 61 in Lancaster. Evening planner, cloudy skies at 7. I think we start to pick up more showers toward 9 and showers even more likely toward 11, and temperatures will be dropping back through the 50s. Computer models may be a little quick on the precipitation here, but I do think the rain fills in here through 8 o'clock and certainly through midnight. We may get a break as we head through the morning hours tomorrow, but then showers will continue to fill in tomorrow. And I think tomorrow will be interesting to watch. If we get some sunshine, that could help fuel some stronger thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon hours, and then showers should taper off, but still a lot of clouds around on Wednesday. Here's the severe weather threat for tomorrow. Again, a slight risk from about central Ohio, I-70 southward through the Ohio River. The primary concern here is going to be from damaging winds, large hail, and there is a slight chance for an isolated tornado, so we'll be following that. Forecast for tonight looks wet, scattered showers, 56 overnight, a mild night, at least compared to the last couple of nights. For tomorrow, showers and the chance for some thunderstorms. Again, if we get some peaks of sun, we'll have to watch the threat for some of those stronger storms up to 76 the high. Your Doppler 10 7-day forecast. Scattered showers taper off on Wednesday to just lots of clouds. We're still in the 70s Thursday. A stronger cold front comes in Friday, and look how chilly it gets for the weekend. May get some frost around Sunday and Monday morning, guys.
From Central Ohio's news leader, new, fresh, up to the minute. You're watching 10 TV News at 5:30.
Dozens of dogs found in what's being called deplorable condition. Tonight, a group is calling for criminal charges. Sheriff's deputies removed dozens of animals from that property today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Kurt Ludlow.
And I'm Tracy Townsend. This is all happening in the town of Tarleton, which is southeast of Circleville in Pickaway County. 10 TV's Kevin Landers has the latest on the investigation.
She's very cold and she's too lethargic.
She was the smallest of the 50 dogs rescued from this Pickaway County farm.
We're going to give life to these dogs. Their lives begin today.
The Ohio Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Animals, along with Pickaway County Sheriff's deputies, descended on this farm to uncover what they say they had long suspected.
We're definitely dealing with a puppy mill.
Investigators say they found dogs living in chicken coop-like hutches, their paws covered with sores from standing on a wire floor. Beneath them, piles of feces more than a foot high. This dog's hair was so matted over his nose, he was struggling to breathe.
We're definitely dealing with inhumane conditions. These animals are matted, their feet are bloody, their nails are overgrown.
The Ohio SPCA says it received a tip in August about a suspected puppy mill operating here. Investigators say it appears the dogs were surviving on dirty water.
The water is green with fecal material floating in it, what little water is there that's not drinkable, and their bowls are contaminated and slimy. Absolutely no food in sight.
The owner of this farm is Amish and denied to talk on camera because of his religious beliefs. However, he did tell me he bred and sold dogs from this farm, but denied he was running a puppy mill. He did admit there were a pile of feces underneath the dog cages, but said he just didn't have enough time to get to it. There have been no charges filed in this case, and the owner denies he abused these dogs in any way. Reporting from Pickaway County, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
And the dogs are now headed to area rescue shelters for eventual adoption. State lawmakers have tried to toughen regulations on so-called puppy mills. Senate Bill 130 passed through the state Senate, but it's been held up in the House. The bill requires regular inspections of dog breeding facilities. Owners who do not comply could face criminal charges. Kurt?
A Central Ohio man charged with leading police on a chase is being held on $600,000 bond. John Hammond appeared in court this morning on aggravated robbery charges. Hammond surrendered to police yesterday, one day after he's accused of cutting a woman during a robbery. Police say Hammond led officers on a short chase down the wrong way of 315 and 670 before striking another car and getting away late Saturday night. Investigators think Hammond is responsible for a second similar crime. 1 week before the opening of the Columbus Casino, a new survey finds about 3% of Ohio adults are either problem gamblers or at the risk of becoming one. The lottery is the preferred game for 72% of Ohioans who wager. 6% of Ohioans who gamble say their primary venue now is casinos. About 8% of those responding saw casinos as riskier for addiction than the lottery. The phone poll will be used as a baseline to help target future gambling prevention and treatment dollars from casino revenues. Now, when the Hollywood Casino Columbus opens next Monday, dozens of card dealers will embark on new careers and it's a lot more than just shuffling and passing out cards. Coming up a little later, 10 TV's Danielle Elias shows us what dealers went through to learn every game in the house. Tracy?
In Vote 2012, the race for the White House, a relatively quiet day on the campaign trail as President Obama and Mitt Romney gear up for the first of 3 debates. This Wednesday, the 2 candidates will meet in Denver, Colorado. And President Obama will travel to Colorado on Wednesday and is planning a rally Thursday morning after the debate before he begins another round of campaign touring. And it will be in the battleground states, including Ohio.
Tracy, the Rock the Vote tour bus is in Ohio today. From noon to 4, students were able to visit the bus to register. That tour is called Road Trip 2012 and is designed to get as many young voters out to the polls as possible. To do so, the bus is fully equipped with technology geared towards young people to make it easier and more appealing to register and learn about the election process.
It's important for Rock the Vote to go to where the young people live. So like we kind of put ourselves in their environment where they might not necessarily be thinking about registering to vote, but if we're here and they might be walking to class and they're saying, oh, you know what, I'm not registered, why don't I go and do that?
Rock the Vote organizers say they hope to register 1.5 million voters before Election Day.
We want you to stay with 10 TV for continuing coverage of the race for the White House. You can find information on the candidates at 10tv.com/vote2012. Well, the Buckeyes are preparing for a big night game at the Shoe. The team's preparations as Nebraska and their fans come to town. That's just ahead.
A slight break on prices at the pump. We'll tell you what drivers are paying all around our area.
Hundreds of thousands of Hondas recalled. The problems triggering this recall alert. Next.
And you may have noticed our new digs here in the 10 TV studio. It's been designed with you in mind. You'll notice the local scenes all around us. We've got the Main Street Bridge, the downtown Columbus skyline. It's all here.
It's all nice, and we look forward to sharing these surroundings with you every night. We so appreciate you joining us. We'll be right back.
There's always something to discover in your metro parks any time of the year. Learn about the forests and the animals who call them home.
You're actually standing in what remains of an ancient seabed. The waves from that ancient ocean made these ripples on the rock.
Or take a moment simply to play and to reconnect with nature's beauty. Your journey of discovery begins in your metro parks.
This is Angela Pace for the 10 TV Community Calendar. Join the Grandview Heights volleyball teams as they volley for the cure in the fight against breast cancer. Log on for details.
Brought to you by Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO.
Now our Progressive Insurance traffic alert on this Monday. Here's a look at State Route 315 at King Avenue from our ODOT Columbus cameras there. Smooth going in both directions, and that's a pretty shot, isn't it? You can always find up-to-date info on the roads at 10tv.com/traffic.
The Buckeyes will host their first Big Ten game of the season under the lights this Saturday. 10 TV's Dom Taberi joins us now with a look at how the team's getting ready. Dom?
Well, Urban Meyer telling us today that his football team took major strides in the right direction this past Saturday as the Buckeyes won a hard-fought battle at Michigan State. It was a war as the Buckeyes came from behind to beat the Spartans by a point, and the Bucs will have little time to celebrate that win. Back at it this Saturday, a night game in the Horseshoe, Nebraska coming to town. Coach Meyer says he saw his football team turn the corner at Michigan State, and hopefully it will continue Saturday night against those Huskers.
It was a team that matured. There's been a team that's been pushed around a little bit for a while. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things I'm probably not even aware of. But I can tell that it wasn't a very close team. It was a team that a lot of excuses, and it materialized over the weekend. It was really interesting to watch it happen. And we pushed the envelope as a coaching staff real hard, and they bought in.
Kickoff on Saturday set for 8 p.m. You know the Shoe will be rocking and rolling, and if you're keeping track at home, Buckeyes favored by 4.5 points. Let's face it, the Bucs owe those people the corn for what happened a year ago out in Lincoln. Dom Taberi, 10 TV Sports.
Oh, those people the corn. All right, if you say so, Dom, you can watch Urban Meyer's complete news conference at 10tv.com/Buckeye Blitz. Well, a common staple could cost us all more.
Why milk prices could start going up at grocery stores and what could be done to curb the increase.
Here's Kristen Hartman now with the big stories we'll see all new at 6. Kristen?
A Buckeye legend facing serious charges tonight. More on the road rage incident that landed a national champion in court. We'll hear from Jim Stillwagon and his alleged victim. A Crime Tracker 10 alert where a boy says he was approached by a stranger and the tricks that the man tried to use to trick the boy into his van. And a whitewater rafting tour guide facing charges after the death of a Central Ohio woman. That and more ahead, all new at 6.
And here's what you can see on 10 TV tonight at 8. How I Met Your Mother, followed by Partners at 8:30. Two Broke Girls at 9. Mike and Molly at 9:30. Hawaii 5-0 at 10. And then 10 TV News HD at 11. And we'll be right back.
This October, your favorite teams are going pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Since a healthy lifestyle can help prevent the disease, Commit to Be Fit has some ways to lighten up your tailgate. Grilling is tasty and a low-fat way to cook. Serve salsa and replace sour cream with non-fat yogurt. Then add great dippers like raw veggies and baked chips. Log on for more and Commit to Be Fit.
Metro Parks, Giant Eagle, and the YMCA of Central Ohio, proud sponsors of 10 TV's Commit to Be Fit program.
Planning your day, all you really want to know is what it's going to do and when it's going to do it. It's an important job. You want to know what's going to happen.
Severe weather moving in.
We take that commitment very seriously. We're committed to covering severe weather, but also committed to just your everyday weather. When the weather's the news, we're going to cover it. When it's not, we're not going to waste your time. With the Doppler 10 weather team, it's all about commitment. Bottom line is, we want to give you a forecast that's clear, easy to understand, and accurate. Yes, we want to help you plan your day.
In Health Source 10, researchers suggest children are exposed to television several hours a day, even when they're not watching it. A study in the journal Pediatrics finds in the average home, a television is on in the background at least 4 hours a day. Other studies have found children exposed to a lot of background television do not perform as well on cognitive tests. Medicare will now fine hospitals which have too many patients readmitted within 30 days of discharge. The penalties are part of a push to improve the quality of health care and save taxpayers money. The government estimates around 2,200 facilities could face fines up to $125,000 this year. Kurt?
One U.S. senator is warning that milk prices could double if Congress doesn't take action on a farm bill. Democrat Charles Schumer of New York says if the House doesn't renew the current law, the country would revert to a 1940s policy, which would require the government to buy some dairy products above market rates. The National Milk Producers Federation says that could cause milk prices to jump to more than $6 a gallon. Gas prices are down slightly in Central Ohio. We found prices hovering around $3.70 around town today. That's more than 10 cents cheaper than the average here last month. AAA reports the average in both the state and right here in Columbus around $3.72 a gallon last month. In both the capital city and around the state, it was $3.89 a gallon. Taking a look at Wall Street today, the Dow rose 79 points to close at 13,515. The Nasdaq slipped more than 2.5 points to 3113.
There is more news straight ahead for you.
That's right. 10 TV News at 6 starts now.